Brendan, could we just start with injury team news? How's everyone looking? And how's Paolo Bernardo after coming off against Wraith?
Paolo will be out for a few weeks, so he's got his ankle in a boot. So he'll be maybe 4 or 5 weeks.
Is Paolo the only difference? Well, obviously he wasn't playing Wednesday night, but you've not got any other bumps?
No, nothing from the game. Everyone else available.
Is this where the strength in depth of your midfield options can really come to the fore?
Yeah, well, as you can tell with so many games, it's needed. Paolo's obviously done great for us this season, and what we've tried to do with all the players is try and ensure we keep them fit by rotating and maximising the whole squad. And obviously this is, sadly he's out for now a little while, but like you say, we've still got good numbers in that position.
How have the last few days been since that entertaining game on Wednesday night ended on such a positive view? How have the few days been here?
Yeah, listen, it's been really good. We obviously, our culture here is very positive always, and I think it was a great game for everyone the other night. Another step forward in our experiences of that level. I think what was important in that game, I mentioned it before, was that in a two-legged affair you need to be in the tie, and especially when you're playing against a team of that level, where you've, especially in the top end of the pitch, you've got world stars, that can really hurt you. So we had to be smart in the game, and I think the players did that really, really well. We're disappointed with the 2 goals. Second one in particular, it's a small detail at this level. If you don't get right, you'll get punished. And there was a few other moments maybe where we could have pressed the game, but apart from that, the players' concentration was good. They were stable in the game. We didn't give too much away against a really top opponent. So again, we've shown that in the main we could defend well, and then once we started to play in that last 20-25 minutes, then we caused them problems at the end. So that's, we reflect on that. We'll take that into the game next week, and but now we have a really important game against Dundee United.
Brendan, how impressed were you when Yang came on? Because he pretty much hit the ground running when he came on the pitch.
Yeah, he's done really well, and he's looking strong. He's improving, and like you say, he came on and gave us that energy. And the Champions League in particular is an arena where you need your squad. The level of physicality required is so big that you need those players that can come on and impact the game for you, and I thought he did that really well.
Yeah. Good.
Yang maybe goes under the radar a little bit in comparison with your other wingers, given how well Kuhn and Maeda and you've got Jota coming in now. But how good is that for him in his development, having that kind of competition? Is that taking him to another level?
Well, I think that to improve as a player, if you're playing and working and training with better players, then it will do. I think what Nicholas and Dyson have shown, what we want from wingers and what the possibilities are if you get into the right positions, that you can score goals. So, but he's done great for us, Yang. He's obviously a young player still, developing and adapting to the culture and everything about the game here and the size of the club. But he's made a valuable contribution for us this season. There's ones ahead of him, but when he's been asked to play, he's done well. He knows, and he wants to improve his numbers, and you can see in the last few games he's starting to affect games more. But now he's a good guy who's developed really well.
Are you starting to think he's got a big future at this club? Because I think maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, people were thinking maybe a loan deal somewhere, and it's maybe a crossroads in terms of his pathway here. But you start to think now that he has got a big future here?
I think, Michael, it's just timing. Really, it's what he needs. Sometimes obviously we because of the intensity at which we play, we need to have 4/5 wingers around for all the games that we play. So it's having guys that can contribute. So you don't want to be you having to gauge whether he needs to go out and play and get the games to come back a better player, or whether he will improve being still in here and then playing maybe not so regular but getting those opportunities. So so that's always the balance. But we can definitely see improvement. We can see the strength in his game, and for him it's about efficiency. It's as a Celtic winger, you're going to get lots of opportunities to score, to create goals, and that's where you get judged. But what he also does, he presses the game. He works very, very hard, and I like that side to him.
How's against Forest? Is he getting inching closer?
He was out. He took his first day on the pitch yesterday, so starting to move and jog. So hopefully in the coming weeks he'll be coming back.
You got him back. He came alive this time last year, didn't he?
I said that to him. You around February, March, you came and saved the day. So he's a brilliant player, and he made a great contribution at the beginning of the season for us as well. So not sure. Just cold weather. He's just getting a bit older now. But no, he'll be a great addition when he comes back.
Tuesday a wee bit early for him.
For
James.
Oh, no, he's nowhere near that. He's just planting his foot out on the grass yesterday for the first time, so it's going to be still a few weeks yet now.
How do you balance this one? Obviously it's a Wednesday first leg, Tuesday second leg, pretty tight, and then a tough game in the middle of it as well. What goes into your decision making when you decide who's able to keep playing this game against United and into the second leg as well?
Yeah, well, I think we'll do what we've done most of the season. There's some positions that we'll freshen up, that we maybe need it, and of course you can't not look at Tuesday because the turnaround is so fast, and we know that we'll have to be at a real high level physically for that game. But I also know the bread and butter, we need to be at a good physical level for this game. Since the last time Dundee United played, we've played 4 games. In that period, the last time they played was the 1st of February, and since then we've played four games. So but we will still bring the freshness, and I have to think of that when I'm picking the team to find the intensity and look to get the result, and then hopefully from that we then go on to Tuesday. But it's all about the recovery now, and then picking a team that can be fresh.
Brendan, how do you get the boys up for a game like this on Saturday? When, as you say, Wednesday massive game, Tuesday another massive game. We just spoke to Adam there, and he said that when he first came to the club, it was something that he found a bit difficult to balance, the massive European nights, and then, as you say, the bread and butter of the league. What do you say to the boys to remain, just as focused exactly as they need to be?
Well, it just depends. Every game has a different scenario. It was like last weekend going into Wraith. We're expected to win. We should win, but then we have to perform. So sometimes you're given performance goals within the game to achieve. Whether that's a counter pressing target, whatever. But every game is important here. That's. I think players understand that. If they don't initially, they will do. And obviously, it's my job to drive that and to lead that, because. I know as well as anyone the importance of whether it's Wraith, whether it's Bayern Munich, or whether it's Dundee United, or every game is a big game here. So we're always mindful of that, and the players are mindful of it as well.
How have you found having the 2 extra Champions League games this season? No winter break. I suppose your results speak for themselves, but are you satisfied that you have what you need to maintain your performance levels squad-wise?
Yeah, I think that the schedule's been unrelenting for us for a long period now. You go back, we look at the games we're playing in September, October, and then it's cranked up over sort of November, December, January, into February now. And so it's been a real unrelenting schedule, but the players have been brilliant. There's been nothing other than focus. We maybe had the Dundee game at the back end of 7 games. in 21 days where I felt we just weren't quite there in our pressing. But we take a point and we learn and we move on. But yeah, we're ready. You have to be. I think it's not the case of you won't be tired. You will have moments of tiredness, but that's being at a big club. You know, I said to Arne Engels when he came in at the beginning that his 1 game a week holiday was finished at Augsburg. You're coming into now a big club where there's no holidays here, and he now knows what I was talking about. So, but he and all the players have been absolutely brilliant. It's been a top player is managing the fatigue, managing the tiredness, because you got to deliver, and that's the notion of being at a big club. Otherwise, you go and you play 1 game a week, and it's quite nice.
Don't know about a holiday, but has Dyson Maida earned a wee mini break this weekend after his extra shift he wasn't expecting?
I know, he's remarkable, isn't he? Yeah, he's just an incredible player, and like you see the energy on the back of me talking about the 3 games I played him, 90 minutes, and he goes into. So, he's having a remarkable season. Such a joy to work with, and yeah, you'll see tomorrow.
It doesn't seem like a guy who'll come and say, "Listen, I could do a break." Because we asked him after the game about, he said he'd run the legs off him for 3 games, then going again, and he just thought, "Well, that's what it is. This is what we do." It didn't seem to bat the eyelid.
No, he's an incredible. It's as much the will to do it, because there's lots of players that can actually run and run fast, but to do it repetitively and have the will and the desire to continually do it. I'm so happy for him. He's getting the rewards now of the goals, and you know, he's pressing and energy is great, but you look at his numbers, you look at his finishing, and you look at the calmness now. He's taking his goals, and so he's a player that's really, really high in confidence. But we also have to be mindful that he is still human as well, and there is we don't want to break players, and that's what I've tried to manage right the way through this whole season. I said it, and I've said it again. There's times I've rotated when I haven't wanted to, but I know to keep the fitness and health of the team I've had to. But the players, to their credit, they've still got the results and some brilliant performances. So we just got to keep pushing on our next game now, and we're at home. We love to play there, and hopefully be a great atmosphere and get the energy from the crowd to help the players and keep pushing in all these games.
You saw the respect that the Bayern showed Dyson the other night as well. I mean, an attacking fullback who was more restricted than he would normally be, purely because of the threat that he's posing. So they want to get out, obviously, or they realise the danger he causes. Yeah, and I know some of our staff was speaking to their staff, and they obviously were fully aware of him and the numbers that he created. You know, I think in terms of high intensity runs and sprints, he's right up there with the very best in this competition. So no, he is. He's a handful. He's a threat at whatever level. When you have that will and desire to run, then you, as I said, the opponents will be aware of you. So, but no, the boy Lemmer he's a good player, midfield player, but he's quick and he's robust, and yeah, and they were a top side full of really good players. But what was great from our perspective was we were there in the game competing, and as our confidence grows at the level, we can improve.
Well, the difficulties that you gave Bayern in the last 20-25 minutes on Wednesday night give you cause to rethink how you approach Tuesday night, or was that maybe dictated by what happened in the match before that? You scored a goal, nearly got the equaliser, really caused them a lot of problems. Will you take a different approach on Tuesday night as a result of that, do you feel?
No, again, we have to be smart in the game. You know, you have to respect that you're playing against some world-class players that are waiting for that moment for you to go gung-ho, and then that's when their technical quality arrives into the game. So like I said before, you have to be in balance. There's going to be times when you can press. I think we missed a few of those opportunities in the game. You know, a few of the triggers that we normally have in our pressing were we maybe missed out on a few of those, which would have gave us more pressure. But it's okay; it can happen in the state of the game. But we still have to be compact, tight, together. But what the last 25 minutes does, it gives you that notion and feeling that no, actually, we can play here and not just play on the counter attack. So if we get the first goal after that 28 seconds, then it's a different game altogether, and that gives that injection to the players for the whole game. But we're also mindful that you have to pivot your strategy. Like we have to pivot it again this week coming back into this Dundee United game. So, but it's the beauty of the team. They've learnt so well over the course of this competition. We'll be there to get a result on Tuesday night, and we'll come up with the best plan after the Dundee United game.
Brendan, there was a couple of times the other night when some fans were quick to get on Greg's back. If he wasn't going forward, he was going to be the back. Do you need to show a bit more patience there? Is some of the criticism against him unwarranted, do you think?
I thought the crowd were brilliant the other night. I thought they were fantastic, the noise level. Maybe because it was a knockout game, felt even more than what it normally does. I thought the atmosphere was incredible in the game. I thought we had great support. Naturally, you misplace a pass, whatever, it's going to happen. So no, I thought our crowd was brilliant the other night.